Indian Research Scholars Association, Mr. Vikash Kumar, for welcome address.
Thank you so much, Suvangi ji. So first of all, sir, thank you so much, Vinod sir, for accepting our request. एंड सर हम समझते हैं कि बहुत एक छोटा सा मंच है, एक फोरम है, और इस पे आप जैसे एक गंभीर स्कॉलर्स का उपस्थित होना हम सबके लिए एक गौरव की बात है. So on the behalf of the Indian Research Scholars Association and on the behalf of all participants, I would like to welcome to Dr. Vinod Arya sir. Vinod Arya sir is an assistant professor of the sociology in Central University, Punjab, Bhatinda, and sir is also co-editor of the Samaj Shastriya Samiksha journal, which has been published by the SAGE, and it is a very, very renowned journal uh, uh, for those scholars who want to publish their research paper in the Hindi medium. So I will not take more time. Again, I would like to welcome to respected Vinod sir and all participants, and I request to Vinod sir, please enlighten us, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, the President. I really thank and appreciate the work of Indian Research Scholars Association. So thanks are due to you, Vikas, Shubhangi, and all the team who is behind for organizing this and giving me an opportunity to actually discuss with the research scholars. तो इससे पहले मैं शुरू करूं, शुभांगी जी ने कुछ टॉपिक बताया. दैट इज नॉट माय टॉपिक. My topic is the sociology of everyday life, theories of social interaction and construction of meanings. This is my topic, if I am correct, what I shared with Vikas. So basically, before beginning, I would like to ask how many of you would prefer to listen in English? आप लोग में से कुछ लोग अगर कैमरास ऑन कर सकें, so it will be more convenient.
And I request to some participants, please give your introduction and with university names. So please 2-3 scholars, because I have yesterday discussed with Vinod sir. So only 2-3 scholars. मैं नाम ले रहा हूँ. अनुराग यादव.
Yeah.
Good morning, sir.
Yes.
I'm reading your messages also. जी अनुराग.
मैं अनुराग यादव हूँ सर. मैं अभी PhD स्कॉलर हूँ पौंडीचेरी यूनिवर्सिटी में. मैंने मास्टर सर सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ पंजाब से ही किया. मैं लॉ का शोधार्थी हूँ सर. लॉ
डिपार्टमेंट में थे. अनुराग जी, आप कैमरा ऑन कर सकते हैं या बिजी हैं? आप सभी से रिक्वेस्ट है, जो लोग भी कैमरा ऑन कर सके काइंडली करें, ताकि थोड़ा सा इंटरेक्टिव हो जाए. व्हाई आई एम आस्किंग दिस क्वेश्चन इज ड्यू टू ओनली थिंग इज दैट आई एम नॉट हियर टू कन्वे एनीथिंग इन हिंदी और इंग्लिश. द मेन पर्पस इज जो भी कंटेंट है वो आप तक पहुंच जाए या हम लोग उस पर डिस्कशन कर सकें. सो आई थिंक बाइलिंगुअल सम ऑफ पीपल आर राइटिंग. मैं कोशिश करूंगा इस तरीके से कि जो भी बातचीत है वो द मैसेज शुड गेट कन्वेड टू यू. तो आज हम करने क्या वाले हैं, क्योंकि आप लोगों का तो रिसर्च पेपर राइटिंग का एक तरीके से मैं कहूँ ये वर्कशॉप आप लोगों की चल रही है. सो व्हाट वी आर गोइंग टू डू टुडे विद माय सेशन is that we will be able to develop some of the insights when we go for research, what happens. Thank you, Anurag, for switching on your cameras. I'll request others also, Asmi, Shivcharan, Dickens, Leonard, Rakesh, Fatima, if you can switch on your cameras, please, so it will be convenient for me.
And
also.
Sir, Dr. Dickens Leonard is assistant professor in IIT Delhi, and before you, he has delivered a lecture. So we want to listen you, so for this reason he has joined this session.
That is my privilege. Thank you, Dickens, for being there. Thank you so much. So basically, looking at what I discussed with Vikas yesterday, that what is the composition of the audience, and here what we will do today is, or what I'm going to discuss with you is, we'll give you some of the insights जब हम रिसर्च करने जाते हैं तो वो इनसाइट्स की ज़रूरत पड़ेगी उस पूरे रिसर्च प्रोसेस को करने के लिए, और इसकी रूट्स कहाँ पर हैं वो हमें देखना पड़ेगा. So basically, as I was informed that the majority of the students who are here or scholars who are here, they belong to social sciences, humanities, and let us say arts also. So along with this, then we need to start with some basic questions. Let me say, कुछ बुनियादी सवाल उठाने ज़रूरी हैं, और उनमें से पहला सवाल जो बन सकता है वो ये हो सकता है कि really you people consider yourself when you belong to social sciences that it is a science. Social sciences science है? आप में से कोई कुछ कहना चाहेगा? क्या आप बिलीव करते हैं कि आप साइंटिस्ट हैं, आप जिस भी डिसिप्लिन में बिलोंग करते हो? और फिर अगर आप एमए कर चुके हैं या पीएचडी कर रहे हैं लेकिन मास्टर्स तो कंप्लीट कर लिया होगा, then my question goes further, which makes the whole thing complicated further, is that कि आपने मास्टर्स किया सोशल साइंस में, लेकिन डिग्री आप लोगों को कौन सी मिली मास्टर कंप्लीट करने के बाद? आर्ट्स.
मास्टर इन आर्ट्स.
अरे तो आप तो पढ़ तो साइंस रहे थे, एंड यू आर गेटिंग अ डिग्री ऑफ आर्ट्स.
So I think that social science is not a pure science, sir.
It is not.
As it deals with human beings, and the nature and the behavior of human being is not certain. So sir, it's not like we can't say that we can add objectivity to social science. Rather, in sciences we have objectivity, we have 2 plus 2 equals to 4, but not in case of social sciences. So sir, I believe that although we name it as social science, because there is certain amount of objectivity and experimentation is not there, but yeah, it is based on a amount of objectivity, authenticity, but it's not exactly what we can say.
Rita, thank you. Sorry, Rifa, Atik, thank you. But if we will take up your argument, अगर हम आपके argument से convince हो जाएं, then the social science becomes all subjective. And if it is so subjective and we cannot actually include objectivity into that, that means it is dependent on you, what you will produce as a research, dependent on me, what I will bring as a research, what our, let's say, Yoshita, Sanjay Kumar, Vinod ji will bring, that will be their perspective and nobody will agree to it. This is not objective, so how can we believe? Whatever result you are bringing, this is very subjective. So that means we need to shut down the social sciences. Or there is another term, let me confuse it further with that. People sometimes equate, and I have found many people even in universities में भी लोग कह देते हैं humanities. So arts and humanities are same or they are different? So we have on one hand science, then we have social science, then we have arts also, and finally we have humanities also. I'll try to answer some of the questions, but I cannot say I will be able to answer all of them. But ये सवाल तो है, और हम पढ़ क्या रहे होते हैं and what degree we get. So let's start with this, that can we divide the whole world into two worlds? Let me say, based upon that we can understand these disciplines or these knowledge domains. So these two parts, if I may propose, can be the natural world and the social world. Do you agree with that? Can we divide the whole world into two major parts? One is natural world and the second one is the social world. And here the importance will come, which will be reflected to understand. यहाँ पर एक पहलू ऐसा आ रहा है जब हमने ये दो डिवीजन किए, जिससे हम मेथोडोलॉजी से रिलेट कर सकेंगे कि सोशल साइंस की या साइंसेस की मेथोडोलॉजी क्या होती है, और उसमें दो स्पेसिफिक पार्ट्स हम जोड़ेंगे. बट आप सभी एग्री कर रहे हैं तो इसके साथ ही चलते हैं कि नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन जो मैं बाद में डिटेल में लाऊंगा, that okay, if we have two worlds, that is natural world and social world, so that means can we club them into one world also and can say that social world is also part of the natural world itself, or we need to keep them separate? हमने दो दुनिया बनाई, अपने आसपास की दुनिया देखी, एक हमने कहा प्राकृतिक दुनिया है और एक हमने कहा सामाजिक दुनिया है, नेचुरल वर्ल्ड एंड सोशल वर्ल्ड. सो पॉइंट इज, आप इन दोनों को अलग ही रखना चाहेंगे या हम कह सकते हैं नहीं भाई सामाजिक दुनिया को भी हम प्राकृतिक दुनिया में मिला देते हैं, लेट अस कॉल इट एज नेचुरल वर्ल्ड इटसेल्फ. क्या कहेंगे आप लोग? मिला दें या अलग अलग रहने दें?
I think there can't be complete bifurcation. There is going to be overlap between the two. We are, as social beings, we are influenced by the natural conditions.
Okay, but this becomes, Asmiji, the basis of disciplinarizations or divisions of disciplines. So आप देखिए, जब हम science कहते हैं, which basically refers to which part? Which refers to natural sciences. So here first answer comes, what is natural sciences? Those sciences which deal with the natural phenomena or entities. ठीक है, वो हो गई natural sciences. इन्हीं को कभी कभी हम फिजिकल साइंसेस भी कह देते हैं. नेचर में जो भी एंटिटीज अवेलेबल हैं या फिनोमेना होते हैं, इनको पढ़ने वाले विज्ञान को या साइंस को नेचुरल साइंसेस, जिनको हम कॉमन सेंसिकल लैंग्वेज में या कॉमन यूज में फिजिक्स, केमिस्ट्री, बायोलॉजी, ह्यूमन जेनेटिक्स और बाकी सब आप ही छोड़ लीजिए. अब दूसरा पार्ट आता है जिसको हम समझने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, सोशल वर्ल्ड, द वर्ल्ड which is different from natural world. So why it is different? Here we need to see two major things or two major arguments, and one was that how the world, natural world can be studied, can be similar to how the social world can be studied. So actually अगर आप देखें, एक, let me refer one of the texts to you, Open Up the Social Sciences by Immanuel Wallerstein. इसमें वो डिस्कस करते हैं, 1996 में पब्लिश्ड है, कि सोशल साइंसेस ने एक्चुअली क्या किया, नेचुरल साइंसेस को, सोशल साइंसेस कॉपीड द मेथोडोलॉजी ऑफ नेचुरल साइंसेस. और नेचुरल साइंसेस में एक मेजर जो इम्पीटस था, दैट वाज न्यूटोनियन मॉडल. Newton ka model, Newtonian model. So what happened there is that, and the roots of Newtonian model further can be traced to the Enlightenment period, and it has to be connected with Renaissance before that. So let me tell you very quickly, because ये बहुत लंबा डिस्कशन है. हुआ क्या, एक जिसे हम डार्क एजेस कहते हैं, कि एक लंबे समय तक इन यूरोपियन सोसाइटी और लेट अस से इन वेस्टर्न सोसाइटी, रिलीजन के डोमिनेंस से और पुराने जो दी ट्रेडिशनल सोशल रिलेशनशिप्स went on for a long time without any changes. This is lump sum, let us call it as dark ages. कुछ बदलाव नहीं हुआ उस समय, पुराने सामाजिक रिश्ते और धर्म की प्रधानता चलती रही. But with the beginning of, and let's say the roots in Italy itself specifically, and then coming to France, इटली में रेनेसा शुरू होता है. तो सबसे पहले यहाँ पर द फर्स्ट इंसिडेंसेस विच स्टार्ट अलोंग विद मेनी अदर जो सोसाइटल चेंजेस इटली में आ रहे थे, वहाँ एजुकेशन बहुत ज़्यादा थी, देयर मर्केंटाइल्स वर डेवलपिंग देयर, छोटे छोटे मर्चेंट्स डेवलप हो रहे थे, इस तरीके के, और राजनीतिक बदलाव भी जो आ रहे थे. तो फिलोसोफर्स से गाइडेंस लेते हुए इटली के लोगों ने, किन फिलोसोफर से, ग्रीक और रोमन फिलोसोफर्स की आइडियाज को फिर से एक्सप्लोर करना शुरू किया. उनको उन्होंने ज्यादा मैं कहूँगा रिफाइंड वे में समझने की कोशिश की और उस पर अपना कंस्ट्रक्शन किया. तो कुछ बेसिक सवाल they were able to, the Italians were able to bring out within Renaissance, and that was, why not everyone is equal? Why some people who are born, they have more privileges and others have not? So in this way, this argument carried on, and it went, because Italy was different. Then France took its own shape, क्योंकि nationalism बहुत ज़्यादा था different countries में, और यही जब इंग्लैंड में जाता है, they also developed their own version. किसका? जो रेनेसा पीरियड में इटली ने आइडियाज प्रोड्यूस किए थे उनका. ये आइडियाज दो मेजर आइडियाज आप कह सकते हैं. दे बिलीव्ड दैट in the importance of individual rather than whole, and second कि why और how humans are universal. उससे पहले तक आप देखेंगे तो हर कंट्री की सिटीजनशिप और हर कंट्री के सिटीजन्स को अलग अलग इंपॉर्टेंस थी, इवन उसी कंट्रीज में अलग अलग सिटीजन्स को अलग अलग इंपॉर्टेंस दी जाती थी या प्रिविलेजेस और राइट से. दिस वाज क्वेश्चन from the beginning of Renaissance, and it was majorly through the artistic expressions. सबसे पहले अगर हम अपना कहूँ तो discontent express करते हैं, that is in the form of art. So later we will try to pick up this definition कि art बनता क्या है finally. चलिए आते हैं, रेनेसा छोड़ देते हैं. Artistic expression से this was established in terms of ideas more in French Revolution, जहाँ पर आप कह सकते हैं ये जो ideas हैं, the cardinal principles of liberty, equality, fraternity, but now not in terms of exactly art, but as ideas or rational ideas. So here the rationality was also emphasized within French Revolution. But one thing happened when these people started, or there was a significant role played by some of the scientists like Galileo, like Kepler, and finally Newton coming up to it and making a model out of that. So one thing which all of this development, there is no one cause, as Max Weber says, multiple causalities थी. तो उसके basis पे होता क्या है, न्यूटन ने एक मॉडल बनाया which will be reflected when you will see his 3 laws. Okay, that those 3 laws reflect that whatever has happened in the past, if we can observe it, we can actually make an experiment in the present, and if we can make an experiment, we can observe it, and by the observation we can draw some generalizations and we can predict the future, जिसकी बात रिफा जी कह रही थी कि ऑब्जेक्टिविटी है. Now here you see the difference between natural world and social world, और इसमें दूसरा मॉडल अभी आ जाएगा, लेकिन मैं बता दूं नेचुरल वर्ल्ड में होता क्या है. अब नेचर में जो भी एंटिटीज हैं, यू प्लीज सी देम एंड यू सी व्हाट हैपेंस इज दीज एंटिटीज रिएक्ट. ओके, जैसे आप 2 हाइड्रोजन के एटम्स को एक ऑक्सीजन के एटम से जब भी मिलाएंगे, व्हाट विल बी द रिजल्ट? H2O, isn't it? Or you will add 1 sodium atom with 1 chloride atom, it will be sodium chloride always. So natural entities do react. अब इस बेसिस पर अगर हम चलें तो अब हम बात कर रहे हैं ऐसे वर्ल्ड की, हम दूसरे वर्ल्ड में आ रहे हैं, दैट इज सोशल वर्ल्ड विच इज कंस्ट्रक्टेड बाय ह्यूमन बीइंग्स. तो पहला सवाल आ जाता है, क्या वेदर ह्यूमन बीइंग्स आर नॉट नेचुरल? We are natural or not? Natural.
Yes, they are.
Then the same laws which apply to natural entities should apply on us. Now let me tell you what will happen, or can you, what Rifa was referring, here is the problem, and that is why it is very difficult task to do research in social sciences. It seems to other it is very easy. I will tell you what is the reason behind that also, but it is very difficult. Why? Because हमने कहा एक सोडियम और एक क्लोराइड मिलाइए, हमेशा रिजल्ट, अगर बाकी कंडीशन सिमिलर है तो रिजल्ट एक ही होगा. आप 2 ह्यूमन बीइंग्स को लाइए, एक मेल और एक फीमेल को, और मुझे बताइए जब भी ये दोनों मिलेंगे क्या एक ही रिजल्ट होगा?
नो सर, नहीं होगा. दैट इज नॉट कंट्रोल्ड.
That is not controlled. Can anybody control? Social world में control
नहीं लग सकता सर, नहीं लग सकता.
नहीं लग सकता, तो इसका मतलब है कि हर टाइम हो सकता है वो दोस्त बन जाए, हो सकता है वो दुश्मन बन जाए, हो सकता है वो रिलेटिव बन जाए, हो सकता है वो मदर और सन बन जाए.
There would be some degree of certainty, but apart from that, इतना ज्यादा हम उसको फिक्स रिजल्ट्स के टर्म्स में नहीं बोल सकते. That's why we have that level of significance as 95 while the sciences are 99.
Yes, I agree with that also, Mohiniji. But
Yes.
does that number of, say, let us making the confidence level at 90% or 95% in any research actually is it leads us to such kind of generalization which we can easily do? You can also do that with 5 case studies, the generalization.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
but
Yes.
only thing is, and here is the reflection that whatever we do in our field work needs these kinds of insights. So let me bring back to that point कि social world differ कैसे करता है. So one was Newtonian model. Here it was, if we can learn from the past and can repeat it in the present, based upon that we can observe things and can draw generalizations out of it, and this will be applicable to future also. That is only prediction, nothing else. So results हम पहले से बता सकें. But here to the social world, as soon as you said that human beings are also natural, one thing more is very significant, and this is highlighted by another, let us say, pillar. So there are two pillars. One is Newtonian model. The second pillar is Cartesian dualism. Now what is that? कार्टीशियन डुअलिज्म कुछ नहीं है. रेने डेकार्ट एक फिलोसोफर है, आपने नाम सुना होगा. Sorry. So Descartes' idea, and Cartes is there. So Cartesian, René Descartes का dualism. आप कह सकते हैं द्वंद्व या दो चीजें जब साथ में होती हैं, so that is dualism. And this is dualism of individuals or human beings. Okay, now what is this dualism? This dualism is that when we said that natural elements only react, but human beings respond, they do not react. So what is the difference between reaction and response?
So reaction would be like हमने कितना मॉलिक्यूल या एटम लगाया किस पर्टिकुलर एलिमेंट का, अकॉर्डिंगली द रिएक्शन. बट रिस्पॉन्स में क्या, एक तो रिसर्चर का माइंड होगा और एक माइंड उसका होगा जिसपे हम स्टडी कर रहे हैं. तो व्हेन दैट ब्रेन इज परफॉर्मिंग ऑन इट्स ओन, देन इट्स गोइंग टू बी अ रिस्पॉन्स बिकॉज द प्रोसेसिंग इज गोइंग टू बी इन द मिडल ऑफ द वे इटसेल्फ.
Yeah, so this is the major difference. In reaction, no thinking is involved, but in response, thinking is involved. So we think and we respond. We do not, let us say, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. In natural sciences, it fits. But if our mother slaps or our father slaps, it is not the similar reaction. Similar responses we give. We give different responses. So you see, because thinking is involved here, and here René Descartes says this is Cartesian dualism. We have physical entity also, but we have mind. We have mind. Mind signifies what? We think, we reflect. Okay, and this makes human being, according to René Descartes, different from all other natural entities, even including those entities which are living beings, plants and animals. They have brain. We develop brain into mind. And this later you will find in the writing of George Herbert Mead when he writes a book, Mind, Self and Society. So here you can understand what is the difference between brain. So brain is available in some of the other living entities also, let's say the animal domain. But we here in humans, the brain changes into mind, and that is where. अच्छा, इसके साथ साथ एक एडिशनल स्टेप भी जोड़ देता हूँ. कार्ल मार्क्स आते हैं और कार्ल मार्क्स कहते हैं no, you leave, take your these things with you, that human beings only differ on the basis of ideas. They have mind, they are thinking soul, as René Descartes has said. कार्ल मार्क्स के लिए एक एडिशनल पॉइंट है जो मैं यहाँ ऐड कर रहा हूँ. He says how human beings differ from other natural world, or basically the living entities like plants and animals, that they can produce. They can be in production process. No other living entity produce apart from their own consumption, but human beings produce for not only for their own consumption, but for the consumption of others also. So for Karl Marx, this is the additional dimension which I am adding. चलिए आगे चलते हैं. अब बात हो गई कि when natural world is, let us say now, if you will agree that it is different from the social world, and we cannot, yes, social world is dependent upon natural world because it is located within the nature itself, so we can not separate it, but we need a separation, or we need different methodologies to study the natural world and the social world. This has been highlighted by many German philosophers, including Windelband, including Henrik Rickert, and including Wilhelm Dilthey. So this idea has been picked up by actually Max Weber later on. ये जो जितनी भी जर्मन ट्रेडिशन की जर्मन्स ने ना आइडियाज पे बहुत फोकस किया है. और आप देखिए हीगल जर्मन थे तो उन्होंने कहा डायलेक्टिकल आइडियलिज्म. फिर कार्ल मार्क्स आ जाते हैं और वो डायलेक्टिकल आइडियलिज्म को कन्वर्ट करते हैं मटेरियल पे. तो कार्ल मार्क्स ने पूरा फोकस कर दिया मटेरियल पे, या फिर हु ओन्स द मटेरियल. ओके, हैव्स एंड हैव नॉट्स, देन यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड इन दिस वे. सो इसके बाद से ये डिबेट इन दोनों के बीच में बहुत इन दोनों आइडियाज के बीच में चलती रही. और इस तरीके से सोशल साइंसेज, इरविंग एम जेटलिन अपनी बुक में कहती हैं आइडियोलॉजी एंड द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ सोशल साइंसेज में, कि इस तरीके से सोशियोलॉजी या सोशल साइंसेज डेवलप की इन दोनों आइडियाज के बीच में. कि देयर इज, हीगल ने क्या कहा था, थीसिस एंटीथीसिस इन टर्म्स ऑफ आइडियाज. और जब इन दोनों में इंटरैक्शन होता है इट रिजल्ट्स इनटू सिंथेसिस. और सिंथेसिस लंबे समय तक जब एस्टैब्लिश हो जाता है, चलता रहता है, तो देन इट कन्वर्ट्स इनटू थीसिस. सो ही इज एक्सप्लेनिंग द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ आइडिया. ही वाज अ जर्मन. ओके, कि थीसिस, एंटीथीसिस एंड सिंथेसिस, फिर ये साइकिल चलता रहता है. दिस वे द वर्ल्ड डेवलप्स. But Karl Marx comes and says, no, it is between halves. So he changes it to dialectical materialism. कि material के haves, have nots, इन दोनों के बीच में जो टकराव होता है, that results into a new condition. And he says अभी तक जितनी भी hitherto existing societies रही हैं, उन सब की हिस्ट्री यही रही है कि उनमें ये कॉन्फ्लिक्ट रहा है और इस तरीके से सोसाइटी डेवलप होती है. तो उन्होंने मटेरियल पे शिफ्ट कर दिया. चलिए अब हम इस बात को यहीं पर छोड़ देते हैं. वी हैव टू शिफ्ट टू what methodology can be used for social sciences. And here we have to deal with one more question, and that question becomes very important, is that what is reality in social world? What do we mean by reality? And then I will also try to explain what is knowledge. So in that sense, फिर से चलिए हम सब बाहर देखते हैं या अपना अपना एक्सपीरियंस याद करते हैं. इन सोशल वर्ल्ड व्हाट इज योर आंसर? रियलिटी इज वन और मल्टीपल?
सर मल्टीपल.
Not one?
No sir.
Okay, now how this reality is different. Now see, these two streams actually lead us towards the quantitative and qualitative aspect in research. If you believe in one thing, that reality is one, okay, so reality is one means it never changes. When it never changes, we can observe and we can draw generalization, and on this basis we can conclude. Okay, we can make generalization. So this can be done on the basis of realism. It is called as realism. Okay, now there is another dimension. So I'll repeat again what realists believe. Realists believe that reality is one. When it is one, it never changes. When it never changes, we can observe and we can draw some generalization. This becomes the basis of quantitative methods. Okay, now second aspect, let us believe in that reality is multiple. So this was based upon whom? The realist school within ontology. Ontology has two schools. The second one,
Sir,
here I'm not taking
it.
you into the
Sir, please repeat it. Sir, about reality according to realism.
Let me start with here, and you can write this quickly. I'm not going into this detail. Maybe sometime later we can discuss this, because this I largely borrow from my own teacher, Professor Vivek Kumar. I think if he will be there, he'll deal with more justifiably with this topic. I have to take you to the realities and its multiple types, which I will do today. So let us start with this point. Any discipline's methodology has two parts. Okay. One is ontology, second one is epistemology. Methodology has two parts, ontology and epistemology. Now, within ontology, there are two schools. First one is realist school, which believes that reality is one, not multiple. So when it is one, that means One thing, it facilitates us that we can observe, and with observations we can draw generalizations, and these generalizations are nothing, the predictions, or what we say, the theorization, let us say in that way. So this results into quantitative methods. What do we observe? We observe facts, and facts in a framework are called as data, and from this data we infer generalization. Now we are going to the second school, that is relativist school. For relativist school, methodology is multiple. Oh, sorry, the reality is multiple. For somebody, let me give a simple example of a needle. Okay, एक सुई ले लेते हैं. Now the needle can be needle for a person who is going to stitch. Needle can be a tool for a person who has got thorn in his leg. It will be different. Needle for a person who is going to prick something between his teeth is different. And needle can also become a weapon if somebody is trying to use it to kill someone. So you see, needle is not needle simply. It changes. We do not call it as somebody killed, needle remains, or needle takes the definition of weapon if it is used for somebody's killing. And needle becomes a tool, or it can become a tool for emancipation if it is used to stitch somebody's stomach or somebody's body by a doctor. So you see, even needle doesn't remains one reality, it can take. And similarly, you can take anything like a tree. A tree is different for a carpenter. A tree is different for a poet. It becomes different for a person, let us say, who worships it. So you see, reality is multiple. So when reality is multiple, that is, the world is different for me, different for you, different for all of us, then how we can collect facts from it? So here is what becomes important. When it is multiple, we cannot simply take it from quantity. We need to go to people's interpretation. How do they see the world? How do they see the needle or a tree or something else? In this way, how we can understand? People understand the world in multiple ways, and for this, we need their interpretations. So when interpretations are involved, that is where, so one thing is, reality is multiple. We cannot simply draw facts in this way from simple observations. We need to go and know the interpretation, and that is nothing which Max Weber called as Verstehen. Verstehen, Verstehen. That is interpretative understanding. Okay, for you, the world, let us say today, and you apply it to yourself. Sometimes the world looks very beautiful. It seems very, you feel very happy. At other days, you feel sad. So whether the world changes or your interpretation about it changes. So that is how the world becomes different at different days. You see, otherwise, if you will believe that world is one, then how can we understand this thing? So this results into the qualitative study or qualitative part. Okay, now I am shifting from here because I have to leave this philosophy here itself and I have to go into my domain where, but Vikas ji, इससे पहले मैं ये जरूर पूछ लूँ कि how much time I will get? Do I have 20 minutes or?
No, sir, it will depend on you.
No, I don't want to take everybody's time too much because it is Sunday also and there is a festival for people also. So I'll try to sum up in another 25 or so minutes. In this way, now we can come to this question that reality is not one, it is multiple. Now, another question is, reality is given to us or we construct it? What will you answer? In the social world, reality...
We can construct.
Sir, constructivism.
It is a constructive phase.
I would say both.
We can construct or we do construct?
We do construct. Let's just take one
Yes,
example.
no, we do construct.
Okay, then you will say, and why you are leaving one part that reality is also given? Is it not given? Every time we construct it new, हम
It
हमेशा
can be given.
हाँ,
So it can be given also.
it can be given. So please take your stand. आप किस stand पे हैं? So the reality is given to us or we construct it.
Sir, we construct it.
I believe both the thing goes parallelly. See, as a researcher, if I'm going to do a research on a particular topic, I'll first of all try to build a reality at the back of my head, which is kind of an abstract reality. Now I need to check it in terms of reality which is out there. कि कितना उसमें fit बैठा है, how much of it can actually be improved or researched. So I believe both of them work parallelly, and as a researcher, we need to find a middle ground between them, and then find out the feasible solutions that can be applied to the given question or research
Very good,
problem.
Mohini. You brought me to my last point where I want to bring Schultz and this idea of reality, that whose reality is important. I'll bring it out. Thank you. Others also who are actively. So if you will deal with this question, I think you can get an answer within Anthony Giddens' structuration theory itself, because he formulated it more in clear terms, but it has been also argued in other texts like Peter Berger and Thomas Luckman, the social construction of reality. They also say, so we do not daily start afresh constructing the reality. We get it as given, but then by our actions, we again construct it. And in between, we do not construct it very similarly as it was given. We may change it also. So this is the continuity and change within social world, which has been argued by Peter Berger and Thomas Luckman also. Later you will find this in structuration theory of that structure is there. It influences our actions, but at the same time, our actions can also in practice when we act. This is in practice. So see, any lecture is, let us say, a given reality to us, but when we are here, we all are acting, and in this way we are recreating a scenario of a lecture. So this is called as structuration by Anthony Giddens. You can understand. So partly it is given based upon that we have a basis. We do not start every day from zero, okay, but then every day we act as social actors. But here the important point which we drawed was a researcher has to take a interpretative approach when we are dealing with the social world, because the realities are multiple. Now, here comes the importance of what we say, and let me give you some of the definitions quickly. If you want to write it, that may help you. First definition is of reality, and second definition is of knowledge. So quickly, if you can write, and I'll refer the page number or reference also. This is within the book of Berger and Luckman, page number 1. You will find what is reality. Please quickly write it down. A quality appertaining to phenomena, a quality appertaining to phenomena that we recognize as having a being, that we recognize as having a being independent of our own volition. Independent of our own volition. Volition का meaning bracket में लिख लिए, the power of choosing or determining. Power of
Independent of, yes, sir.
Pertaining to phenomena that we recognize as of our own volition. The power of choosing or determining. Volition means मतलब क्या है, हिंदी में बता देता हूँ. एक ऐसी खासियत फिनोमिना से रिलेट करती हुई. तो ये फिनोमिना भी मैं आपको आगे बताऊंगा जब हम थोड़ी सी फिनोमिनोलॉजी डिस्कस करेंगे. एक खासियत किसी भी फिनोमिना या प्रघटना को लेकर जिसको हम ऐसा मानते हैं कि वो इंडिपेंडेंट है, हम पर डिपेंडेंट नहीं है, और हम उसमें ना तो कुछ चूज कर सकते हैं और डिटरमाइन कर सकते हैं. वो बन गया रियलिटी.